at all. Oh, I should have said this before I went live. Is The Godfather. Can't fucking stand it. Can't stand it. It's garbage. All three of them. Oh. I'm like the episode of Family Guy when they're drowning. Shut the fuck. It's way worse. It's way worse. Steve's gonna show up and just start hitting you. Fuck you. Tombstone's great. The Godfather, I just didn't get it. The sequel is a prequel. Under, wow. There's a lot of guys under her. We wouldn't be the first. Got it. Oh, look at the camera, Kristen. We talking about you. Oh shit. Oh shit. Sad gamer. She's sad now. Anyway, hope that's not libel. But fuck. Oh, there you go. Yeah. That I'm good. Um. But I the what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the Godfather. I didn't get it because I watched the second one, prequel. But no, I liked Goodfellas. I love that movie. Casino. That's another one I liked. Let's see. Karate Kid. That's my nut right there. All three of them. Like fuck you. I love the Karate Kid. Oh, the one with Jaden Smith? Yeah. Have you watched Cobra Kai? It's so good. It's like, it's really good. I watched the whole first season in one night. I couldn't go to sleep. It was that good. I just kept watching it. It's on Netflix. It's fucking amazing. They bring back everybody. It's a sequel. It's Karate Kid 4. Without, what's her name? The one from Next Generation? Yeah. Alright, are you in a solo? Okay, I'm gonna hop around. So I got everything topped off, so I can. I was really into that stuff. Kung fu movies. Yeah, dealing with that. I'll eat all this hummus in one night. So. Hi. Oh, I gotta keep the massage. People now they know I'm in a relationship. Now all my fans.
I didn't know you were.
Gotta keep the facade, you know.
All your 0 viewers.
No, there's a 1 here. That's 100.
Oh. My dad. How rude.
I say, what's the movie or a franchise that you think as a kid really, really, got you? Like for me, it was obviously Star Wars. I Star Wars, and I would even say okay, because Star Wars is maybe a little too obvious. Fuck, I can't find a solo for shit. The original Superman. Huge fan. The old Christopher Reeves one from '79. I loved it. I fucking. Dun 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 dun. Dun. No. Oh, he's great. He's great. No, that was my childhood, man. I love that shit. He's the reason superhero movies got a second chance. I mean, before him there was nothing. Then you had him, then you had Batman with the Tim Burton and Michael Keaton, and then now because of them, look where we're at. You know? Oh, 100%. Especially, forget Superman, Batman. That was the reinvention of Batman. Before Michael Keaton and Tim Burton, you just had the Adam West '66 Batman. He, no, after, yeah, no, It was after, because Keaton was 89. Yeah, exactly. It was 89. Yeah, let's see. Hold on. I gotta look that up. No, it was not. I promise you. Don't make me look this shit up. Hold on. Batman, no, it was 90s, but maybe like 93? No, Batman, the animated series. Let's see here. 92. September of 92. So it's 3 years later. So Batman Returns was coming out already. So Keaton was on his second movie with Penguin and Catwoman. Did X-Men come out before Spidey? I'm trying to think. I think it was... Hell yeah! It made Batman. It made Batman dark, and that's because they couldn't figure anything out. No, that's not talking about Iron Man. But you can't even compare Iron Man to X-Men and Daredevil, because those are they were completely done differently. We're talking about a conjoined. They're done completely differently. A conjoined universe. If you look at what Marvel was before Iron Man, you had X-Men, Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Punisher. Those movies are so different than what the MCU is now. Like, not even close. Well, that, and they were bankrupt. They had to sell the movie rights because they needed the money. Had it... Uh-huh. I would argue that Batman... I would argue that Batman 89 revitalized Batman. Because they were profitable. They made 4 of them. Still made money. That's all they give a fuck about. Kind of. Yeah, but not even I'd say no. I'd say I really think Iron Man was the kickoff point because before, but even before Iron Man, you had X-Men. That was really it. And then your random Daredevil, random Punisher, one-off movies that got no sequels. No, they weren't. It was only X-Men. There was no movie was interconnected with. They weren't. No, because they didn't even. They announced Avengers when Iron Man came out, and then they pushed it back. Dude, I can go on IMDb right now and look up, movies that aren't coming out. They have all kinds of stuff. They have cast lists for Deadpool 3. That's not even... They're still writing it. Like that, no. IMDb and Wikipedia don't... No. No. When Iron Man came out, bro, I saw Iron Man, and I remember them saying it was such a hit. Hulk hadn't even come out yet, and they were like, we're making a sequel. We're making Avengers 2011. 2011, nothing happened. It really wasn't. Here's my thing. I have a weird thing going on with that with Hulk, because yes, the casting has been inconsistent. They recasted him 3 times. And that's another guy that was pre-MCU. That was like a Daredevil, Ghost Rider kind of thing going on. Right. But The second one. Yes, yeah, yeah. That they shoehorned Robert Downey Jr. in to connect it. I liked. Here's my thing. Okay, I think Corey and I had a discussion. If you listen to our podcast, our Corey and I's 2-hour podcast, that is up now on Sober Nerd. Well, we get into some shit, but that was one thing we both agreed that if they had combined uh, the Incredible Hulk with the Eric Bana Hulk, you have the perfect Hulk. Because all the things they were missing from Eric Bana's Hulk, they didn't have the action, they didn't have the more fast paced. It was more of a melodrama. Hulk, there was a lot of stuff that, it was missing, but then Hulk someone blew me up. Hulk in the sequel, he didn't Hulk up, like he didn't get bigger like in the comic books where Hulk he loses to Abomination and then he in the comic books he always has like a Hulk level 2, level 3. It was weird. Hulk always leveled up. It was stupid. But it was something he would do. He would Hulk and then he would get mad and get stronger and he would get bigger. In the first movie with Bana, he physically got bigger when he was fighting with the dogs, and he got bigger, and one of his jaws broke and shit. Yeah. And then when he got cut, you see the wound healing on his arm. But then in the sequel, none of that. He's bleeding. He doesn't get bigger. There's a lot of stuff missing. In the first movie, how he became the Hulk was even better than the sequel, because the Incredible Hulk was like, oh, we're just gonna adopt the TV show, which is what they were. Him sitting in an MRI chair and a little green beam, that was stupid. In the comic books, remember, they were doing a gamma experiment, and his buddy Rick, whatever, I can't remember his name. Corey were here, he'd know. Rick Jones. Rick Jones gets stuck and he's about to die. Banner grabs him, moves him out of the way, takes the blunt of it to save his life. That's exactly what happened in Banner's movie. His buddy had gotten stuck, he moved, and he hugged the machine and just absorbed all the gamma radiation. So there's a lot of good stuff in that movie. But then, yeah, then it got stupid. His dad became the absorbing man and shit. Like, okay, yeah, that was Nick Nolte. Like, okay. You would have had some shit.
Just wait till you see the next dare card.
Now, who do you think was better Banner? We're not talking about Ruffalo. Between Norton and the original Banner. Norton.
Small batch, big taste. Enjoy. I think you've had enough for now, okay?
Banner looked like he can hold himself in a fight. Okay. Oh. Well, right. He wasn't Topher Grace. That 70s show. Yeah, that was stupid. What they're doing with Venom now, so much. Yeah. Have you seen Let There Be Carnage? Trailer? Carnage looks legit. Like Carnage. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be good. No, I think it's fine. I'm totally fine with it. I was kind of in the beginning, but it works. I think mainly, if this had been the first iteration of Venom, I might have had some reservations. But the fact that it's like, well, it's either this or Topher Grace. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take this over Topher. But the thing about Venom. Oh, go ahead. Nah, I think you know what? I'm gonna bet on the horses. I'm at the casino spending money I don't have. I think Scott Eastwood. I think he'd be a better Wolverine. I think he is my pick. You know who I'm talking about, right? He was in Fast 8 and all that. Oh, Jai Courtney. Jack Courtney, yeah. I like Boomerang. Hugh Jackman. Now that he would be a good Wolverine. They should get him to do it. You want to know what's funny? Him not him no longer being Wolverine. Hurt, like Logan had more of a emotional thing with me than Iron Man. When you walk out of that movie, I remember watching. I saw, and then she leaves, and then comes back and takes his cross and turns it sideways, so it's an X, and he's, you know, that's it. He's laid to rest. And then with Robert Downey Jr.'s thing, didn't, I don't know.
First place goes to Dancing Pole.
Well, also remember. Okay, when Robert Downey Jr. started playing Iron Man, he did that from 2008 to, he did it in 10 years or whatever, right? Like the 10-year anniversary, yeah. And whereas 17 years, he played that character from 2000 to 2017. Yeah, so we watched that movie in 2000. All right, I'm, you know, at that, I mean, 2000 shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm 2000. I'm like 12. Yeah, I'm a kid. So and then when he does his last one, I'm a dad. I'm a parent watching this character that I've known half of my life. Fuck, it's over. And I get it. It was emotional, and with Tony, it was more like, you know, I am Iron Man. Oh, cool, throwback to the beginning. You know, oh yeah, and then they have the funeral scene and everything. But Black Widow went out in that movie too. No one seems to give a fuck. She died too. Oh, right. Well, that was cool. Good throwback, yeah.
Business isn't exactly booming, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Vision. Did you hear Ironheart's coming? She's gonna be in Wakanda Forever. And then she's going to be in Armor Wars with Rhodey. I guess he's going to be her mentor or something. No, I think it would be Riri, because she's black. They already showed her. It's Riri. It's going to be Riri. Because she's in Wakanda Forever, and they already showed her. She's filming the movie right now, and it's a young black actress. So it's going to be Ironheart. Marvel Studios didn't exist. Well, because there was no Marvel Studios. Oh. Right. Right. Dude. And you know what's funny? Marvel was so broke. They sold the rights, like Sony owned the movie rights to Spider-Man, and 20th Century Fox had X-Men. They couldn't make the movies themselves. In order to start Marvel Studios, they had to get a loan. Yeah, $500 million to make Iron Man and Incredible Hulk, and that was their bet. If those movies had failed, Marvel would probably be owned by DC or something right now. Like, that would have been it for them, because that was their long pass. Well, Disney bought them after they were already successful, though, I think. I was gonna say they already launched their studio though. They were already doing their own. They were already moving before Disney had bought them. Disney bought Marvel before they bought Star Wars, right? Pretty sure they bought Marvel first. No, I'm pretty sure. Right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Let me. Hold on, let me just. Did Disney buy Marvel or Star Wars first? They bought Marvel in 2009. So right after Iron Man 2 had come out. Yeah. Wow. Damn, they spent a lot of money real fast. Well, they own 20th Century Fox now. How the fuck are they not? I'm surprised the government's not going to break them up. They're where's our antitrust laws? Like, shit, they are everywhere. Every movie that comes out now is essentially unless it's Paramount or like Columbia. I don't know how. I don't know where there's any competition other than, I mean, you've got Paramount, Columbia, TriStar, Warner Brothers. Well, actually, Warner Brothers. I don't know if you heard. Warner Brothers is possibly getting bought by Netflix. If that happens, Netflix will own DC because they're owned by Warner Media. That means all the DC stuff will be Netflix exclusives. Not Disney. Netflix is an independent company. No, they do not. That's why they pulled all their Marvel shows off of Netflix. Daredevil, all that. Because they wanted to bring everything to Disney+. If they did, that shit would still... They own Hulu. They own Hulu. No, Netflix is too big. They don't need Disney's money. They're doing just fine. They have quadrupled the share that Disney has when it comes to streaming services. Disney Plus is a luxury. Every fucking person's got Netflix. Everyone. You don't know someone doesn't have a fucking Netflix account. Disney Plus is like, oh yeah, I've been thinking about getting that. Yeah, I heard that Loki show's pretty good. Like, that's with Netflix. Like, got Netflix? Yeah, of course. There's a bear shit in the woods. Like, yeah, we're talking there's like 160 million people have Netflix compared to like 18 million or some shit that have Disney Plus. It's crazy. But yeah, so if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, they will own the DC catalog, James Bond, that's a huge one. James Bond, and just, yeah, DC, and then whatever else Warner Brothers decides to make. But fuck, dude. I'm actually not against that. See, you got Disney Plus and Netflix. What does that mean? Hold on. Does that mean Netflix? Whoa. Hold on. This is a big deal now. Now think about it, because Warner Media owns HBO. So if Netflix buys Warner Media, what the fuck happens to HBO Max? That's a competitive streaming service. Would they absorb it? And it would just be Netflix with HBO. No. Netflix would be a super competitor. No, because HBO Max is. I have both. HBO Max is $15 if you want. Well, it's $10, or $15 if you pay for the one where the movies come out the same day. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, so that right there, I mean, knock it down to 25 and and get both, you know, as a bundle or some shit. But oh my god. Dude, they would own James. Wow. Alright. They'll probably do it like how Disney Plus does their thing. Yeah, it'd be like that. It's Premiere Access or some shit, right? Yeah, but you just gotta wait that out because all the movies. Finally, fuck, send me an invite. The that Premiere Access doesn't last forever because Raya the Last Dragon, when the girls wanted to see it, I'm like, nope, I'm not paying $30 for that movie. Now I can watch it for free on Disney Plus. Cruella is on Disney Plus. Doesn't cost me nothing. Oh, alright, I got your invitation. Alright, I'm loading in. Cruella. We don't need you. Good, because I got a full cash factory anyway. Dude, if they own Warner Brothers, you got HBO and everything that goes along with that. You've got the Warner Brothers back catalog, which is WB, which is like every Clint Eastwood movie ever made. You've got DC, which is a huge monster. You've got the James Bond, which is a huge monster. If they do buy that, they would be a legitimate competitor to. Did you imagine you're about to go and see you know, the next Justice League movie and you hear the little Netflix symbol? You're like, what the fuck? I mean, a long time ago it would have been weird to go see a Marvel movie, but now you go to Marvel and it's Disney and it's like no one even bats an eyelash. Netflix though. Netflix was just a DVD rental service, and now they're king of the ring. You know, streaming, yeah. You know what's funny is that there's still, I don't know where it is, but no, Netflix was a DVD. Oh yeah, yes, but they didn't start out that way. They were a DVD rental because yeah. Right. You rent your movies. Right. Where you can get like 4 discs at a time or something you can rent and shit. Yeah. You know what I was gonna say? There's people that still do it. There no. Here's the thing people don't know. They still do that. There are people who do the streaming and still get DVDs sent to them. My mom was one of them. She still gets DVDs from Netflix. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, take your ass to a Redbox if you want to see a DVD that bad. If it's not on all the 10 million streaming services that are out there. Right. Well, my mom does do a Redbox as well, but my brother recently, once she started doing that Netflix thing, I was like, oh, you could stream this and that, and she's like, oh, I just get the DVD sent to me, and I'm like, what are you what? I've looked on their website. I don't know how that's even an option, but it is. Something. They got these old people who just still want physical media. I mean, I get it. Plus, Redbox only has so much. You go to that kiosk, they only have like 5 copies. If everyone rents it, then you're screwed. At another kiosk? Oh, that's actually pretty awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting Paramount Plus.
Can you believe it?
How much is it?
Fucking shit. Hey, stop dreaming.
Yeah, cause for me it's for they have Star Trek on there.
I'm on the clock. What you want? Some wheels?
Oh right, yeah, you can watch that. Boss Baby is on Peacock. I got the Peacock, which there's a little thing that you can do. Yeah, but my friend was letting me use his, but I just found out that I qualified for the premium plan already because my in-laws have cable, and so if you have cable, there's 3 tiers. There's the free one, which is garbage. Then there's the premium, and then there's like the you don't. Ooh, look at you. Then there, scramjet. I'll do the scramjet.
I'll get there as soon as I can.
I have the second. Yeah, that's what they have. They have. Hey, babe, your parents have Comcast or Dish? Comcast. Yeah, so Comcast. Yeah, because I have the premium plan, which doesn't have commercials, and I can watch every episode of a show. I was watching The Office on it the other day. At no, I don't pay shit, and they don't get charged anything for it. But then there's like a premium plus, which is above that, which has 0 ads. This one has some ads, like it's literally like a 30-second commercial in the beginning, and that's it. Where did I put my cord? Hold on. Where's my thick ass cord at? I want to get Saints Row again. Oh, good. You're watching Princess and the Frog? Someone's watching Princess and the Frog. Whatever. Oh, cool. You ever see, it's another old 80s movie, They Live? The one with Rowdy Piper? You wear the sunglasses and you can see the aliens. Such a good movie. Is Keith David going crazy? Oh, there's this show called The Cape. It was an old NBC show. It's pretty bad. Did you guys ever watch? Nope, never mind. Did you watch Heroes? I know one of you did. I watched the shit out of Heroes. When it comes to the
we expect the unexpected.
Hooked.
I can do that.
Hooked. Him and I remember one time I was offered overtime at my job and I turned it down because it was Tuesday night. I'm like, bro, I got Heroes tonight. I'm sorry. Like, fuck your overtime. I got Heroes. This is before, like DVR wasn't, I mean, it was a thing, but only like TiVo and you had to pay for it. It was, I didn't have TiVo. I was like, if I missed it on, it was Thursday night, no Heroes. I had Heroes on Thursdays and Smallville on Tuesdays. And then I had other shows that I watched, but those were the two, like, I would not miss a single episode. And at the time, I thought Heroes was fundamentally better. I might go back and watch it. It's been a long time. I tried to get Amy into it, but I like it, so she doesn't. It's just kind of her thing. What I should do is have Ange say, "Hey, Amy, you should really watch Heroes," and she'd probably watch it. It's an amazing show. She'd be doing herself a favor. It's easy. Save the cheerleader, save the world, man. That's an easy show to get hooked into. It was just so good. Heroes and Smallville. Like that's another thing too. We talk about the movies and how big they've gotten. You forget how. Look at TV. Look at the CW. Holy shit. Like look at streaming services. You got Doom Patrol, Titans. Superheroes rule the landscape of television, and before that all we had was fucking what, Hulk in the 70s, Spider-Man, well, the Flash in the 90s, yeah, for like a second, and we had Adventures of Superman, right? Lois and Clark. I remember that as a kid. I loved that show with Terry Hatcher. Yeah. That's true. I've seen memes of that. Well, I believe it. I've talked to people about that where like publishing is DC as a publisher, Marvel too. They're not doing that well. Yeah, people aren't buying the books. They're just watching the movies, which are telling stories from like a decade ago. Like that's what they don't realize. You can read the original. I mean, I mean, it's kind of like what you were talking about earlier. Did you read the book? It's kind of the same thing. People say, "Oh, Civil War is cool." I'm like, "Fuck that. Read the comic book, bro." It's yeah, Civil War was great. I agree. Like that's the kind of shit, you know. Oh, Iron Man 3 was great. Now, fuck that. Go read Extremis. Get some real shit, you know. Like that's yeah. That's worth some money, probably. That's a huge. That was a huge. That was the beginning of. It's good. It's a good read. That was when Iron Man finally shifted to like an actual suit. Because before that, he was just the guy in the suit. That Extremis was the first time he was actually able to call his armor and like be Iron Man at anywhere. Before that, he had. Yes. Before that, he had to like. I think the coolest thing he had done was like, oh, I have it in a suitcase. But he still had to put it on and stuff. Where this time he could just be sitting there and just be like, boom, 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 I'm Iron Man. And that took like 30 seconds. Essentially. Yeah. And that was because of Extremis. He took something and mutated it to his benefit and made it better. But yeah, no, for sure. It was a terrorist. Yes, but no, it was a terrorist who had taken Extremis in its experimental form, kind of like a Steve Rogers version, but he became this guy became a terrorist, and Iron Man put on his suit, kind of, and Iron Man put on his suit, went to fight the guy, but remember, Iron Man, he still had to do the actions to get his armor to do it. When he Extremis, it goes off of his thoughts. It's just like boom, 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 boom. So he's going to fight this guy. Right, he didn't have that at the time, and so this guy fucked him up, shattered his back, broke his legs, he baned him, essentially. And he's like, I can't, I'm not, this guy's too fast, I can't respond, my armor can't respond quick enough, and so he gets beat up pretty bad. They have to scoop him up with a shovel, essentially, and then he takes the Extremis virus, but changes it, and puts it in himself, but he does it in like a different way. And makes it to where, and they're like, what, you healed yourself. You're like, no, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 his armor just comes up, and you're like, oh my god. It was so cool. So cool. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He made himself fucking Wolverine. But and I mean, see, even Batman can't do that shit. Batman's like, fuck, I gotta go put my cowl on. Give me a minute. No, Batman. Remember the difference between Batman and Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's a billionaire that has other people build him shit. Iron Man, he sits in a cave and makes it himself. You put Batman, you put Batman in a cave with terrorists, and he wouldn't do it. Not on that level. Tony Stark's way smarter. He.
She can count to 30.
Batman, Bruce Wayne, not even Batman, Bruce Wayne is an adaptive genius. He applies
Tony Stark, the thing is, he can be Iron Man at any time. Batman is still just Bruce Wayne, and he can fight himself. Yes, but he doesn't have his suit and cowl, which gives him an edge. He doesn't have that all the time. He doesn't just, if Batman found a way to make his suit just appear on him, that would be awesome. But that's never going to happen. I do too. No, I get all that. Tony Stark built his suit in a cave with a bunch of scraps. Okay? Like, I'm just saying. Like, that's... Bruce Wayne would have got shot. No, I'd say Tony is a survivor. Tony, I mean, what he did is literally survival. Yes, but he's a survivor. He used it to survive. Hand to hand, of course. Of course he would. Combatively, he would. Bruce Wayne needs Lucius Fox, okay? He needs his R&D department. He needs Lucius Fox. You got Iron Man does his shit. His technology's so good, he has to hide it from other people from trying to steal it. He couldn't make a suit like that. He didn't even make the Hellbat suit. He didn't make that. Yeah, and he had... come on, man. His Batcave, he didn't make that shit. Right. And so you get Tony Stark needs to learn how to fight. Because that's what's up. Bruce had a concept. He didn't make the Hellbat. Hold on. Don't fucking make me Google this shit. Right. No, he doesn't. He's a journalist. He's an investigative journalist. He is an investigative journalist. He works... The Hellbat was an armor forged together by Justice League designed. He'll burn you to the ground. He's Anderson Cooper. He will fuck your shit up. He grew up in Kansas. But he, you know, he's smart. Superman's he processes things fast. If Superman wanted to learn something, he could. His intellect is good. The guy knows Kryptonian science, which is far beyond ours. Yes, he does. Which he learned being in a freaking cocoon, learning. He didn't show up here a baby. He was like my kid's age when he landed on Earth. No, he was like 5 years old. He was not an infant. No, he did not. He did not. He grew up. He somehow he just because the travel from Krypton to here took years, even with the even with their technology. They crossed an ocean of stars, as they said, to get to Earth. He was like 4 tops when he got here. When the Kents found him, their truck got overturned, and he lifted the truck off of them. He didn't do that as a baby. He didn't have the baby. He wouldn't know what the fuck he's doing. But 9 times out of 10, he's a little bambino. He's not infantile. He is when he left. But he learned all this stuff from Krypton. He learned their culture. He learned how to speak their language. He knows how to fight, believe it or not. People forget. Superman, he knows, I don't know how to pronounce it, but there's a Kryptonian style of martial art that he knows how to do. And he kicks all kinds of ass with it. And then you take on top of that he's fucking Superman. So he can kung fu you in half. You know, crypto fu, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He has kicked Batman's ass plenty of times as well. Like it's never been just, oh, he keeps taking him. That was just a badass quote. If he goes crazy, Superman has taken him out, and that's the thing. Right. I mean, it's true. One thing that really gets to me about Batman is I think mainly it's because maybe I don't want to say I'm burned out of Bruce Wayne, because I'm not, but I've seen so much of Bruce. Where are you, Steve? I went up to the facility. Oh, there you are. You're just flying around. I really wish they could do more. Like, let's just give Bruce Wayne like a year off, and let's have the next year of comics just be about Thomas Wayne from Earth 2 or Flashpoint Universe, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There is so much there that has been told. Such a different perspective of a kid who lost his mom and dad in Crime Alley versus a man who was a doctor and billionaire and walked away from it when his son was killed. The loss of a child, and his wife who went insane and became his greatest villain. Like, that's crazy. In their universe, the Joker is Martha Wayne. Like, that's like how he, like, there's so much to that. Right? Like, fuck, dude, that would be so good. That'd be so good. And it's a different type of loss when you lose a kid, you know, versus a kid being an orphan. Yeah, he's married. That's like normal. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Like, that story's been told 1,000 times. Ain't nothing new. Oh, there you are. But I think there's a lot to that. I would have liked to have seen that. And then have him come face to face with, you know, Owlman, and how that interaction would have been, because it's like because Flashpoint Batman is like, he's not a bad guy, but he's definitely not good. Like, he's thrown criminals off of buildings and shit. Very much. It's Punisher and a cowl, for sure. For sure. I mean, he lost his kid. I mean, yeah, actually, fuck. He kind of has a similar backstory. He shoots people. Yeah, it's Frank Castle, a cow. Yeah, you go fucking crazy. Yeah. And I like in Flashpoint when he's breaking his fingers. He's like, I can do. He's like, he tells him how many bones are in his body, and he's like, I used to be a doctor. I can do this all day. I'm like, fuck, using your training to like torture somebody. And taking, you know, that oath and then just turning your back on it. I don't know. I really think there's a lot of story to be milled there, and I think they shy away from it for reasons I don't know. Well, he won't. It's a quote he said to Barry when he was, it was because he brought up his son. He's like, bring up my dead son again, and I'll break another rib or something like that, because he kept calling him Bruce, and he was that triggered him. And then seeing them, I don't know about meeting. I think them meeting is something you always want to see, but I don't think should ever happen. I think it would take a lot of the oomph of it, of like Bruce. Imagine that, you know, where you got Jonathan, you got his dad, all right, and he wishes to see his son so bad, and he has this person who's like, I know your son, I know him well. He's like you. He's a vigilante. He's a badass motherfucker. He's all these things, and then you're at Bruce's side, who's talking to him, going, I never knew my dad, and he's like, I know your dad. Your dad's a bad motherfucker, dude. Does the same thing you. It's like, what? But neither of them can really meet each other because they live in completely different dimensional planes. I don't know. To me, that's like, oh, that's juicy, man. There's a lot of drama there. And then he, you know, and then of course there's the letter, and you're a hell of a messenger. That's great. That's that. If they don't put that in the new Flash movie, it'll ruin the whole movie for me. That's a huge pivotal arc. You know, where Flash says, I have all these memories of my mom being dead, but also I have all the old memories from Flashpoint of my whole life with her. It's kind of like a, you know, curse or whatever. And then Bruce says, you mean a gift? You know, like that's a gift to be able to have, even if they're fake, to have all these memories of a life that you didn't live. I don't have none of that. He's like, oh, by the way, and gives him that letter from his dad. Like, fuck. I don't know. I love Flashpoint. Like, I love Marvel, but sometimes I think DC writes such good stories. I know, because the CW fucked it up. I agree, 100%. I agree 100%. It's a story about the Flash, but at the same time, it impacts everything. It's the New 52. Like, yes, it's the New 52 in every way. And so it can rewrite DC and fix a lot of the things that people have been bitching about and make it a whole new universe, or it could just fuck, man. It could be it could I don't like that pressure. I'd be puking every day if I was that director. Because you have it in your hands right now to fix it. I did like it. Yeah, I did. Wait, really? I thought it was so much better than Whedon's. I loved it. Loved it. I'm not. It was a warning shot. You already have before. Oh, I'm so tempted to just blow you up. I'll escort you. Oh, you're stealing supplies? Oh, alright. Oh, you got raided. Yeah, no, Flashpoint, I'd say, for me, the big three is Flashpoint, Blackest Night, which is a big Green Lantern story, where you find out about all the different Lantern Corps, and they bring a bunch of heroes back from the dead, blah, 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 and Forever Evil, where they bring in the crime syndicate from Earth 3, and there's a whole fight, and Bizarro, and the leader, their version of Shazam is Lex Luthor, and he's called Mazaz, which is Shazam backwards, and but in his universe, Shazam is essentially Sylar from Heroes. So he could steal other. On top of him being Shazam, he could steal your powers. And he just fucks up the Justice League and the Crime Syndicate. Kind of. Well, Absorbing Man absorbs like metal and stuff. This thing, he'll kill you, and then he takes your power. He fights our quote universe's version of Bizarro, and kills him in 2 hits, and says, "I don't want your power because it's like this is weak compared to me. This is garbage. I don't want it." And that's when Lex Luthor gets mad because Bizarro was like, if you read Forever Evil, Bizarro is kind of his little buddy because Bizarro's kind of like, oh, you know, an idiot. He's not all there, but he loves Lex Luthor and he protects him. Yeah, but he protects him. It's like a kid. And so after a while, ooh, you did that one all on your own. He starts to treat him like a child, and Lex Luthor, or in their universe, Alexander Luthor, tries to kill. He wipes out everyone, comes to like our Lex Luthor, who's just a normal guy, and goes to kill him. Bizarro gets in the way to save him, like father, and gets killed. That's now Lex Luthor's mad. He's like, now I have personal investment in killing you. And he's like, what are you going to do? He starts slapping him around, like, you can't do shit, you're a man, you're this, you're that. He goes, you're right, but I'm you. And he goes, Mazad, and says the name. And since they have the same voice, it turns that Lex Luthor back into a human, and then Lex just fucking stabs him through the heart. Like, oh, fuck, smart, dude. Like, used his, his intellect to fuck up the... It was great. It was great. It was great. It was it made me like, damn, Lex Luthor's a fucking pimp, dude. I have mad respect for him after I read that. I mean, he even has an Iron Man-ish kind of suit, right? He's got that purple-green suit. And he never wears a helmet, though. It's kind of stupid. In real world, he'd be a bad man. Right. For the greater good, Yeah, but he'll also kill... Yeah, he's a bad man. Well, he's pro-human. Well... Yeah, exactly. He sees aliens, even good ones, as a threat. That's why he's always trying to work so hard to be like, we need to have something to protect us from... Right. And then you get Injustice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Right. That's good. Oh man, I have nothing to say on that. I'm gonna end this live stream real quick. That was a good one. All right, how do I turn this?